Hey, what's going on, guys? Pretty big story that I'm covering in today's video. So we had a little bit of a flip-flop here regarding a highly recognized political influencer on the right, which, to be honest with you, I don't even know if it's fully his decision to even be a political influencer because the kid's like 20 years old. He doesn't really seem to be all that political to me. He really seems like a guy who was caught up in a certain situation that got a lot of mainstream attention, and he got embraced by the Trump people, by the far right. And after that, he became sort of an influencer, a public figure in the political space on behalf of gun rights and, Republican policies and different things like that. Ladies and gentlemen, I am talking about Kyle Rittenhouse. Now, for those who don't know, I'm sure most of you know who he is, but just for the few people who may not know, Kyle Rittenhouse was the guy who, actually, this situation took place like an hour and 30 minutes from where I live, because you guys know I live in Chicago. There was a situation in Kenosha, Wisconsin, where, like a black guy got killed by the cops. I think his name was Jacob Blake. It was something like that. And Kyle Rittenhouse drove there. I think he drove there to protest or whatever. I don't even know why he went there. But the bottom line is he went there. The video went viral. He literally got attacked. I mean, I literally saw the video. He got attacked by a bunch of protesters. I'm not sure what led up to that. And he shot 3 of them, and I think he killed 1 person. And this turned into a huge thing in the media. And again, this is before he was known. Nobody knew who this guy was until that situation. Once that situation happened, everybody on Trump's side, including Donald Trump himself, he literally met Donald Trump in person and took a picture with him. Everybody on Trump's side raised a crap ton of money for this kid. I mean, this kid's GoFundMe raised several $1 million in a very short amount of time for like his legal defense and everything after that. So the bottom line is the case goes to trial, I guess, or I don't remember if it went to trial. Maybe it did, but he got acquitted basically. He got acquitted. He beat the case. And ever since then, he has 1 million subscribers on Twitter, and he's got this huge following. And up until now, he was a Trump supporter, but something weird happened that's causing a lot of backlash. So I guess yesterday, not even yesterday, this was today. So today he releases this very strange statement. It's like a 30-second video on his Twitter account where he basically says that he is not going to endorse or support Trump in 2024, which I can't lie, that's terrible timing because we're literally less than 100 days before the election, and he comes out with this, and, a lot of MAGA supporters are pretty pissed about it. Let's go ahead and just play the video, though, so we can hear exactly everything that he said.
Hi, I'm Kyle Rittenhouse, Outreach Director for Texas Gun Rights. A lot of people are upset that I said I'm going to be writing in Ron Paul for President of the United States. And that is true. I will be writing in Ron Paul. Unfortunately, Donald Trump had bad advisors making him bad on the Second Amendment, and that is my issue. If you cannot be completely uncompromisable on the Second Amendment, I will not vote for you, and I will write somebody else in. We need champions for the Second Amendment, or our rights will be eaten away and eroded each day. I support my decision, and I have no takebacks.
All right, folks. So, yeah, that's what happened. That's what he said. He basically announced that he is not voting for Trump, and he will be writing in Ron Paul, which, for those who don't know, from a strategic perspective, if you cast your vote and you write in a candidate who's not on the ballot, which, by the way, I don't understand where the heck Ron Paul came from or why you would even do that. That's just dumb. But you got to remember, this is a kid, so I do cut him some slack because it's not like he's a grown adult. This guy's 20. Or actually, I think he's like 21. But either way, he's very, very young. And, yeah, I don't know why you would write in a candidate who's not even on the ballot. That doesn't make any sense. A candidate who's not even running for president. Like, that just doesn't make any sense to me. Also, in terms of the Second Amendment thing, one thing I know about Trump is him and pretty much every Republican definitely supports the Second Amendment because they know that it's a very important issue among their voter base. So I don't know where he's getting that some of Trump's advisors are a little iffy on the Second Amendment and, they have certain views about gun rights that he doesn't agree with. I don't know where that's coming from because last time I checked, they completely support that stuff. But here's where it gets really funny. So the guy posts this, Kyle Rittenhouse. He posts a video. He posts this tweet about writing in Ron Paul and not supporting Trump, right? The guy loses 50,000 followers in a matter of like 30 minutes. Not joking. You can go look it up. He loses a crap ton of followers. I guess he was going to do a collab with like some sort of like Republican influencer, some other like radio host, influencer, content creator person on the right. That person came out and said, I am no longer collaborating with you because you're not supporting Trump. Bunch of other like people with the blue check mark, the blue check mark people, the people with 100K followers, millions of followers, whatever on Twitter. They all started going after him and saying that what you're doing is stupid. And this is actually what I think is dangerous. Because my whole thing is, look, you're free to vote for whoever the heck you want for. I just think it's dumb to announce it. I don't know what his purpose of announcing it is, which I'm not going to lie to you. Some people are speculating that this might have been some sort of PR stunt, which, I don't know. I don't know. That it's just the whole timing of it is weird. Like, why would you randomly come out and just say you're voting for Ron Paul and not Donald Trump? Like that just didn't really make any sense to me. And yeah, he got a lot of backlash. He lost a lot of followers. And so what happened was, literally less than like 3 hours after he made that statement that he's not voting for Trump, he backtracks. That's right. Tweet right here. Kyle Rittenhouse, he said, over the past 12 hours, I've had a series of productive conversations with members of the Trump's team, and I am confident he will be the strong ally gun owners need to defend our Second Amendment rights. My comments made last night were ill-informed and unproductive. I'm 100% behind Donald Trump and encourage every gun owner to join me in helping send him back to the White House. So I don't know what happened, but if I had to guess, I would say either Donald Trump himself or maybe one of his sons, maybe Eric Trump, maybe Donald Trump Jr., gave this guy a call immediately and said, dude, what the heck are you doing? And what the heck are you talking about? Did you forget that we are the ones who supported you? We're the ones who helped you raise a crap ton of money. We're the ones who made you pretty much a household name. Everybody knows who you are. Like, you better get back in line and support Donald Trump. Like, what is going on here? Which, to their credit, what he did makes absolutely no sense. I mean, like, again, I don't have a problem with, like, if he came out and said I'm voting for Kamala, or I'm not really a fan of Trump, so I'll vote RFK, I wouldn't have as much of an issue with that, even though from a strategic perspective, voting for RFK doesn't really make sense either because he has no chance of winning. But Ron Paul, like, come on. And the other issue I have, too, is I don't like that a lot of people are picking on this kid because at the end of the day, you got to remember. I mean, I get it. Legally, he's an adult. He's 21. But to me, mentally, he's still a kid. He may legally be an adult, but when you're 21, mentally, you're still a kid. You're going to make dumb mistakes, and I don't think that should be held against you. And so just reading some of the comments here, this Nick guy right here says, glad you came to your senses. Trump 2024, a vote for anyone else is a vote for gun-grabbing Kamala. Don't let anyone take advantage of you. Man, if that isn't the most cult-like response I've ever seen, I don't know what is. That's my main issue with politics today is you have two cults. You have a cult on the right and you have a cult on the left. You have a huge cult around whoever the Democratic nominee is, whether it's Biden, Kamala, whoever it is, there's always going to be a cult around them where those people could do no wrong. And when it comes to the Republican side on the right, there is a gigantic cult around Donald Trump. If you speak anything about Trump or criticize him in any way, his base will come after you, which I think is unfortunate. I mean, literally look at the former vice president under Trump, Mike Pence. The cult literally turned on him. And then somebody said, bro, didn't even make it 12 hours. Yeah, that's true. Raw Alerts says that was the wildest roller coaster ride I've ever seen. And the funny thing is it didn't even last 12 hours. Hope you learned your lesson because you lost over 42,000. Yeah, he lost about 50,000 followers with that little announcement. Yikes. And then Republicans against Trump said, yikes. Okay, so my overall opinion on this whole thing is just like, I think cults are dangerous for this exact reason. You don't allow kids to make a mistake and you just trash them on the internet, which obviously that's a problem with the internet. And it doesn't just happen with Trump. It happens on the left too. With anybody who says anything bad about Kamala Harris, trust me, I've said things about Kamala Harris that I didn't like and I got attacked for it. So I completely understand how that goes. But yeah, cults are dangerous, man. I wish we could get out of this whole thing of cults. I feel like it wasn't like that back then. Obviously, I'm still relatively young. I'm 29 years old. So I was really, really young. I was like 22 or 21 or something like that when 2016 came around, when Trump first rose. And I think 2016 is where this whole thing first started, where it just became like politics kind of became a cult. Maybe it was always like that. I don't know. I feel like it wasn't. I feel like people could actually disagree on things or have different decisions than the base of the popular candidate at the time and not get absolutely destroyed. But yeah, today that just doesn't exist. It's either you're Trump or you're Kamala. That's it. There's no in between. There's no, well, what if I like RFK? What if I'm tired of both parties? None of that. You're going to get attacked, and I just think that's wrong. So, let this guy be young. He's young. He makes dumb decisions. I mean, at least he backtracked. I mean, that's good for the Trump people, right? He backtracked. So there you go. All right, that's today's video. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.